the 12th of February, Rabbi Levitt, Gemora.
Oh, you sent me an email?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I have something called hydrocephalus, which is a neurological thing. So it affects your walking, etc., and it could affect your cognitive. And it's very frustrating. And it's very tough. And I had 2 days. But I can still attend the class. So I don't go out too much. All right, so we're on page 119A, and we talked about the buying from
a Goslin.
Yeah. I have the page. Roy agreed with me. 119A1 on the right-hand side.
Okay, very good. Okay. Okay, Bez Hashem. So you got the place, Alan, you could read.
Got it. The Gemara discusses the property of an informer. Mormon Musar. With respect to the property of informer, Rav Hunor Rav Yehuda, Rav Huna and Rav Yehuda agree. Had Omar Mutor Beyond, one says that it's permitted to destroy his property with one's hand. Vahad, Omar, or Sur, Avado, Beyond, and the other one says that it's forbidden to destroy his property with one's hand. The Gemara gives the reasons for these two different opinions. Moran V'domar Mosar Avado Beyond. The one who says that it is permitted to destroy his property with one's hand holds that Lo Yahad Mono Homor Migubo. His money should not be more stringent than his body. Raman Amor or Sur Do. And the one who says that it's forbidden to destroy his property holds that Dilmor Kavor Lay was Zara Yor. Perhaps he will have righteous descendants. Ukasib, as is written, your home, Roshua, Badak, Wash. The wicked one prepares, and the righteous one clothes himself.
Okay.
Note 15 says, hence, although it's permitted to kill him, it's forbidden to destroy his property, and so as not to deprive his righteous dependence on his inheritance. The actual verse reads, he prepares and the righteous one clothes himself. The Gemara interpolates the word Rasha, the wicked one, into the verse with the pronoun. He alludes to the wicked person discussed in the preceding verse, Sima Harasha. All right. So now we're up to the last paragraph on the right side of page 119A1.
We still have to discuss this one, what you just read.
Yeah.
Okay, so okay, so the mammon of a masur. Now, what is a masur? A masur Does Rashi tell us? Yes, Rashi tells us. Seems to be this Rashi that's out of place. First it has Chambor Megufo, and afterwards it has Masur. So let's read the Rashi Diramaska Masur first. I think that's the first thing we need to know. Talk about what we're dealing with over here. Who is this person? Who's this person that we're talking about? He's got a din of a Masur. So Luke, could you read the Rashi Diramaska Masur? It's it's about 10 lines in the narrow lines down in the Rashi.
Okay, I'm looking for it. I see. No. Masur, I see it. Milashon ha Musar Mamon Chavero le Ansis Lansim. It's an expression of ethics for money of his friend. I don't know what the last word is. La'ansim.
La'anosim, yeah, to people that force your money away from you.
Extortionists.
Oh.
Okay, so Rashi says a masur, he defines a masur as a malshin. Malshin is somebody who informs. He rats to malshin hamoser. The moser is the is the person. That's what we call him. The Gemora switches around the samach and the vav for some reason. I don't know why, to tell you the truth. The word is that we're familiar with is the way Rashi says it. That's his title. That's this title. That's so. In other words, the verb is before the noun, like often is the case when it comes to Lashon Kodesh. Malshin hamasur, malshin hamoser. The moser, this informant, is malshin. He informs. The informer informs. And what is the subject of his informing? Mammon, chavero, the property of his friend. And to whom does he inform about the property of his friend? To who does he say this to? La'anasim, to people that force your money away from you, like the mafia. And sometimes it's to government officials. Okay, so that's the definition of this person. And of course, since it's often the case that it that the issue of taking away of the money can escalate to taking away of the life. So really, what's happening is that the Moser is putting the life of this fellow Jew in danger. If the people that he's informing, the people he's informing to about this Jew are strong-armed individuals, it may end up that they would that the Jew's life could be in risk. So really, what it amounts to, what this person is he's a rodef. He's a rodef, basically. He should have a din of a rodef, and so therefore a rodef, in order to stop this person is apparently accustomed to do these types of things. So he's obviously a very, very dangerous individual who is putting people's lives in danger. And therefore, the halacha is that his life is forfeit. And we could take steps to eliminate him, just as you would eliminate a person who comes into your house in the middle of the night and tunnels under. He's obviously planning. He wants to take your possessions, but he's prepared to kill you in order to do so. And so therefore, that's why you could make a preemptive strike against him. And the same holds true for this moser as well. So that's why. So we're talking about the property of a moser. So it's not because it's not necessarily. Okay, yeah. So that's the din. So we have a machlokes, Rav Huna and Rav Yehuda. One says that his property is forfeit. You could destroy his property, and one says no, you may not do so. And the one that says you may do so, what's his reasoning? His reasoning is because shalo yehe mamono chamur megufo. We shouldn't judge his property any more stringently than we judge his person. And since we are allowed to take a preemptive strike against him before he puts someone else's life in danger, so therefore this opinion says his money should be no less strictly judged, so it's forfeit as well. There's a Rashi over here. Let's take a look at what Rashi can add over here in the discussion. Now, this Rashi, strangely enough, is above the Rashi that you just read. Chamur migufo. So it's about 7 lines up.
Okay, sorry, I was muted. The Kayama Lan Be Perek Shani. It's established in the 2nd chapter.
Right?
Demutar
Daled Ayin Zion means de Avodah Zorah. The second chapter of the Maseches Avodah Zorah.
Okay. Demutar le'avad gufo biyadayim dikatani aminin v'hamisoros mor edin osan lebor velo malin. So let's see. That it's permissible the avad is to lose something,
to cause to perish,
the body of his hands,
his body gufo biyadayim, not simply by indirect means, but by direct means. Biyadayim means by direct means, by one's own instrument, by one's own person.
As it is written, no, I'm sorry, as we learned, I don't know what mianin is.
Meaning, amin.
The type?
Yeah, but here we're the meaning that we're talking about over here is someone who is yeah, right. He's a something in that category, right?
Okay, so he's a heretic, and Hamisoros, the tradition.
That's the person that we're talking about, the Moser, the
Oh,
informant.
Moser. Okay, the informant. Muridin Osan. What's Muridin?
We lower them down.
We lower them down to the pit, and we don't raise them up.
Yeah.
So this is talking about killing somebody?
Mm-hmm. We don't act. We I mean we don't. We leave them there. We don't. I don't know why we don't do. I mean, yeah.
So, but this word la'avad, we said makes him the cause to cease to exist.
Right. That's what's going to happen to him.
Which means he's going to die.
He's going to be lowered down into this bore, and at that point we don't bring him up.
Okay.
Well, reading no son labor. There's two halachas actually. Two halachas. The first halacha is that we actively put him if we judge this person to be a mean or to be a moser. So the first halacha that we say is moridin otan, the bore. We put them down into the bore. That's halacha number one. Halacha number two is what happens if you find such a person in the bore? Can you save his life? So that's what it says, velo malin. No, you don't save his life.
I see.
Even if the Bezdin, in other words, didn't lower him down, but whatever. That's where he is. So there's no obligation like there is with your fellow Jew who is not a mean, who is not a informant. There's an obligation to try to save his life. But this person who's an informant, there's no obligation to save his life. Okay, so that's and so therefore that's what the Gemora is. So now the Gemora is saying there's a machlokes though. Even though the din about his goof is clear, that's what Rashi says over here, Kai Malan. This is the established halacha. As far as his goof is concerned, as far as his life is concerned, his life is forfeit. But the Gemora is saying over here in our Gemora in Bava Kama, what about his mammon? What about his own possessions? His own possessions, we have a machlokes. The machlokes is one says you could do the same thing to his property, and the other one says you're not allowed to do that to his property. The reason why you could do it to his property is because we said
So it depends what the problem is. If it's a standard visit, then it's 300 plus VAT, not including parts. If I have to, which is most likely is the case, if I have to pull the toilet. And redo the pipe or the gumia, the seal in the back, and then
What's
re-put it
that thing?
down. And
Who's
also
that?
Where's that
to
sound
be able
coming
to
from?
sit
That's from Lou.
on the toilet for like 6-7 hours afterwards, then it's around.
Okay. Okay, so as far as his mammon is concerned, there's two opinions. One says the same thing should be done to his mammon, because his mammon is not judged any more stringently than his own life. And the other opinion says no, you shouldn't do anything to his mammon. Mandamar asala abdo. What's the reasoning? Dilma habi le zaramalia. Maybe he'll have righteous descendants. And so if you're gonna destroy his property, you're going to cause a loss to his righteous descendants. And that's the pasuk in Eov about the Russia preparing the parnasa or the sustenance or the clothing to the son who's righteous. But we can't say that same thing about his life. Why don't you say the same thing about his life? Leave him alive, and maybe he'll have more descendants, and maybe they'll be righteous. So you have more righteous descendants, so leave him alive. So no, we can't do that, because he himself is dangerous. It's not worth it. We can't put other people in danger. He's showed himself to be a dangerous individual. We can't put him, we have to eliminate him. That's a certainty that's what he's been doing. We can't leave him alive because maybe he'll have righteous descendants. So therefore we don't do any. So therefore we don't refrain from lowering him down into the pit. But his property, we don't have any right to do anything to the property. The property's not hurting anybody. There's no damage to him to continue to have the property, and it'll be inherited by his descendants, and maybe they'll be righteous. And so so we can't do anything against them. Okay. Okay, so those are the halachas of the Goslin, buying from the Goslin. These are halachas of a Moser. I don't know. But mainly we're talking about the property of this Moser. Talking the property about the Moser. Rashi just mentioned that just to explain why we say his property shouldn't be judged any more less stringently than. We see how we deal with his goof. Okay, and now we go to Rav Chisda. Rav Chisda, Havale Hahi Arisa. Rav Chisda Havale Hahi Arisa. Roy, you want to read?
Yeah, hang on. Sorry, I'm just putting on a Band-Aid, sort of. All right, that should be all right for now. The Gemara relates an incident involving the property of a sinner which came into the hands of a righteous person. Rav Chisda Hava le Ahu Arisa. Rav Hista had a sharecropper. V'hava Takil the Yahiv Takil Beshokil, who would weigh the produce and give Rav Hista his share, weigh the produce and take for, I'm turning over the page, and take for himself his share. Rav Hista removed him from his position. Saliki,
Okay. Yeah.
Rav Hista removed him from his position, Kora Anafshe, and applied to himself the verse, V'safur L'tzadik Il Chatei, and stored away for the righteous man is the wealth of the sinner. And stored away for the righteous man is the wealth of the sinner. That's in Proverbs.
Okay, let's take a look at Rashi. Let's try to figure out what's going on over here. Takil v'yahiv. So he was takil. He had a sharecropper, an oris. Remember again, what is an oris? An oris is somebody who has been hired by the owner of the field to work the field, and in other words, plant and cultivate and harvest the produce of the field, and then there's an agreement between them that the oris is going to be paid by the owner of the field in kind with the produce of the field. He's going to get a certain share of the produce of the field, which is agreed upon amount. So we're talking over here that the oris have a tokil v'yohiv, tokil v'shokil. Okay, so there's two stages, two stages over here. What he did. So Rashi has tokil v'yohiv and tokil v'shokil.
Okay, so the Takil V'Yahiv says L'Rav Chizda. So I guess that's according to Rav Chizda? His view?
He would Rav Chizda is the one who owns the field. So this person would be to have a Takil V'Yohiv, which what does those words mean? Dahabi, he was accustomed to Takil. You see from the next Rashi what Takil means. For some reason, Rashi didn't tell us what Takil means initially, so we're a little bit left in the dark over there. Takil means that he was very exacting. The oris was the one that apportioned the produce between them, so he was very, very exacting in at the time of the distribution of the produce. So he would takil is that he would weigh the produce, and the yahiv is that he would give it. He would weigh it and give it. So Rashi tells us, who did he give it to? He gave it to Rav Chisda. I don't know why Rashi needs to tell us that. Obviously, that's who he gave it to. I mean, I don't know what the deal. Don't know. Okay, so anyway, let's take a look at the next Rashi. Tokil v'shokil.
Lenif,
What's that?
lenaf she, medik dak, bichalok ka,
Tokil v'shokil.
ve'eno
Bachaluka.
muftar,
Mivater.
mivater,
Hilko klum.
machliko, klum, lashon achar, machza, mechza, he, notel,
I had no tell.
uderan,
There.
sha'ah,
Shar harisin yitol shlish.
harisin, litol, shalish.
Mhm.
Boy, I don't know, Rabbi. I think you're gonna have to translate this.
Okay. Lashon acher. So it's another pshat over here that Rashi's bringing down, that mechse hayanotel. This oris of Reb Chisda, he would take his a half of the produce. He would take a full half of the produce, so there would be split equally between him and Reb Chisda. And the derech shar harisim, and it was the accepted practice of the other arisim in the area, litol shlish, to take only a third. So he took a whole half, which was much more than the accepted amount that was given to arisim in that locale. That's the second part of that Rashi's comment. The first part of the comment is that he was very, very exacting, and he wasn't willing to make sure that he got every single kernel that he was supposed to get, and that chas v'shalom, that Reb Chisda should get an extra kernel that really belonged to him. That was the first pshat that we said. So yeah. So Reb Chisda fired him.
Can you blame him?
Yeah, all right. I mean, a guy who wants to make sure that he gets exactly what he's entitled to. You can't. Okay, I mean, it's not the second. According to the second shot, he's taking much more than he's really entitled to. I understand very well why he wanted to fire him.
Right.
Okay, so that's what he did. Koran nafshe v'tzafun l'tzadik chel chote. All right.
Well, thank you
Everybody,
very much, Rabbi.
have a great day. And Besuros Toivos, everybody.
Amen.
What's the translation of Tokil the Shakil again?
He would weigh and take.
Yeah, because there's a rule in Aramaic. Whenever you find a tough, it in Lashon HaKodesh, it's a shin.
Mm-hmm.
So shakil means to weigh in Lashon HaKodesh. The shekel is a weighed a certain specific amount of silver or gold. So he would weigh out and Yohiv and give to Reb Chisda. He would weigh out the shakil and shakil, and he would take for himself. Takil v'shakil.
Okay, thanks.
Okay.
Have a great day.
Amen. Everybody have a great day. Bracha v'atzlacha.
Okay, bye for now.
I heard some good news this morning. I haven't,
Yeah, what?
but I heard that the IDF rescued 2 hostages from Rafah.
Right.
Oh, wow. Baruch Hashem.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
All
the
right.
Hashem.
See ya.
Mm.